when I read the portion where the defamatory statement is alleged to be contained, if I had read them ordinarily without this issue coming up, I would feel that the guy was making those statements because he lost that case to Afe. I wouldn't have felt that the reputation of Afe has been injured, because I felt that it is just a ranting of a man who has lost a case. But the way and manner they are going about this matter, eventually it has become counterproductive. The issue is that there's a case in which these two parties, as lawyers, had different clients, and the case ended up at the Supreme Court, and a whole lot of issues came up within the case. So Dele Farotimi, who is a human rights lawyer, felt cheated and felt that the only way to express himself is to put in writing his experience with the judicial process, because he felt that the judiciary connived to deny him and his client justice in that matter. And then he put it in a book form, and then in doing that, he leveled very grievous allegations against the counsel for the other party, which is the Eletu family, the highly respected Afe Babalola. And in the legal balance, legal circle, Afe is actually like a behemoth. He's a giant. So that got him infuriated the moment he saw that portion of the book, and decided to flog him. That's the way I have to describe it. Afe decided to, because of the young man having that effrontery to put such a thing in writing in a book form against him. So he felt very infuriated and decided that he has to throw his weight against the guy. And that was the reason why he has to pick him up, to ensure that he is prosecuted in Ekiti State, where he himself is domiciled, for criminal defamation. And you also know that because the man lives in Ekiti State, it is more convenient for him to attend any court within there, unlike Lagos State, because if he files it in Lagos, it means the man will have to be coming to Lagos every adjourned date. Remember that he's an old man, he's 90-something years. So these are possibly the reasons why he chose to make sure that the thing happens within the jurisdiction where he is staying. So basically, it's like a fight between a son and father. Both of them are lawyers. Both of them are from the Southwest. Both of them have reputations. They have the name in the things that they do. They are renowned. So for me, it's just a way of, Afe, who has the upper hand in that conflict, to assert himself and possibly take a pound of flesh, for the young man having the effrontery to put up such grievous allegation in writing and in a book format. It's not just that he expressed it in a press conference or in a newspaper, but in a book format. And remember, the guy in the write-up described him as the grandmaster of judicial corruption in Nigeria. You see that's very provocative, and it's very acidic. I would have wished that Afe did not take this route. He's a highly respected Nigerian statesman, an elderly statesman, who has done a whole lot, to the legal profession, to raise the image of legal profession and education in Nigeria. I expected him to, have file a civil suit and allow the guy to come and defend himself. Because at the same time too, I felt that, in fact, when I read the portion that is problematic, I felt that this guy must have the guts to put these things in paper. So you cannot underrate him as well. He could have his evidence locked up somewhere. For anybody, to look the highly respected Afe face to face, to put that kind of defamatory content it means that he has something, backing him up. It's most likely that he has evidence to produce in court, as the time comes. So for me, trying to is like killing a fly with a sledgehammer. A lot of people in the human rights community will want to take advantage of this to make noise, at least for themselves, to get more grants for their donor agencies and facility partners. So these are the kind of things that this case has thrown up now. A lot of people who are activists, because the guy in question is also an activist, is a human rights activist, so they will leverage on this to try to, further their own means, not even for the interest of the two parties. So that's the reason why. And a whole lot of people now have got to know about this matter. They've got to know about the defamation, which ordinarily is just stuck up in a book. And there's this common saying in Nigeria that Africans don't even read. So Afe, though his anger is justified, but his approach for me should have been different. This is a conflict between a father and son. And the man with the upper hand is the father. The essence of what he has just done is to punish the guy, to a kind of disciplined him for having the effrontery to attempt to damage his reputation, hard-earned reputation. Remember that the man has been in legal practice for about 60 years, 6 decades. That's not an easy stuff. So what has happened is exactly the script the man is playing. He wants the guy to be humiliated, to bring him to court in chains, that is handcuffs and all that. So in our opinion, these things are just to try to humiliate him for just having the effort to attempt to defend him. It's not like we have a lot of other cases where the people go to court and they are not in handcuffs, even for more grievous offenses. But in his own case, these things are scripted. If you recall, the matter was first filed at the magistrate court, and then subsequently they filed another charge at the High Court of a Federal High Court in Ekiti State there. So, and the essence of doing that is because the matter in the magistrate court, they file it, and the charges they read out to him is based on the criminal code. Defamation according to the provisions of the criminal code. So if you are charging somebody on a federal offense, you are going to magistrate court. Magistrate court is just an inferior court. A court not even recognized by the Constitution, as court of record, because it's creation of states. So definitely there will be issue of jurisdiction when the matter comes to steam, when they come to argue. So because the reason that these kind of issues could come up, they decided to file again at the Federal High Court, because the other place, they are filing based on the same code of criminal code. So that gives jurisdiction to you. So all this is just to strain him, is just to discipline him. So it was deliberate. Putting handcuff on him by the police, bringing him to court in that nature is just deliberate. But for me, I think it's also counterproductive, because they're making the guy more popular. By that kind of attitude, putting him up in that nature and all what they try to do now, they make him more popular. And the truth of the matter is that even being within the logo circle, I knew he published a book, but to be honest, I've never read that book until this issue. I couldn't recall the title of that book before this issue. But as this, in fact, when I read the portion where the defamatory statement is alleged to be contained, if I had read them ordinarily without this issue coming up, I would feel that the guy was making those statements because he lost that case to Afe. I wouldn't have felt that the reputation of Afe has been injured, because I felt that it is just a ranting of a man who has lost the case. But the way and manner they are going about this matter, it has become counterproductive, because one way or the other, they are making the guy more popular. The guy is selling more of his books, and a lot of people getting to know. And take it or leave it, international community, these are the kind of things they want to leverage on, to begin to tag the man with upper hand, even if he has a justifiable case, as the oppressor.